how it's hard to do it somewhere. I don't know, but until then, I'm getting a job.
Oh, and especially if it's work, it's about perseverance and determination, and you know, I mean, like all those are skills that they're
The
going to
life skills, yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like that's kind of has always been, you know, like loyalty and you know, you stick with.
Especially with teamwork and how to talk and coexist with others.
Yeah.
Yes, because you can't do this without your teammates. You know?
No, exactly. This is very much a team sport. I mean, I'll send you another one.
Y'all need to get a rig like that where you don't have to time up on something. Just get the long help up. You got super expensive that bowl. Every couple months he said, oh, he's got a remote, he's got a joystick over there that he can follow. He's got programs like he can hit like camera one, turn two, and the camera automatically goes to so like he can. It's pretty.
Okay. So I would have them all of the things. I'm going to be okay with my stuff. I got
Good morning, day 2. We have about 2 more minutes to warm up on the track for our visiting team.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And we will get everything started for you shortly.
It was close to school. I wanted to take class before. I had to run the tournament all day and then stay in the sun. That was a long day.
Oh, me too. We've been looking forward to it forever.
Where are you guys staying? You know?
No, so I did look at some holidays that I guess are somewhat close. You know, you guys know how hungry it is. You guys hungry to $10 or something? You should get someone who's always eating all the Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's like
Good morning. We are here on day 2 of our tournament. This morning we're going to go ahead and start off with Nashville and Fort Walton Junior Bombers. We want to go ahead and give a big shout out to our NSOs and our Team Zebra that are coming here not only for day 1 but for day 2. Let's go ahead and give it up for our NSOs we have for this game. Game 1 is going to be Dom Asian, Tornado Alley, Parks and Wreckage, Wednesday Adams, Cyclops, Booty, Goofy, The Answer, and Misdemeanor. Yes, sir. And then for our officials, we have our head ref for this game. It's going to be Nupak Shakur, General Lee Wong, going to be assisting also with Lucinda Knickers, Random Dude, Aiden, Repeat, Trash Panda, and Licious. Let's give it up for our NSOs and referees for game 1 on day 2. Yes, let's get a little loud now. We got just 2 games to go through today. And with that, we're going to go ahead and give you the runoff for our teams that we have playing for game 1 this morning. We're going to come in with Nashville, starting with 09, Lunatic. We also have number 10, Mac Attack, 101, Road Runner, 139, Calamity, 141, Poison Ivy. Captain coming to the track is 143, Qzilla, 16, Phantasma, 22, Blaze and Grace, 4, Raging Cajun, 444, Felony, 47, Mayhem, 615, Lethally Blonde, 666, Little Devil, 79, Toast, 814, Luna Flare. Let's give it up for Nashville. Yeah, this is when we cheer, even if you're on the team. Okay, moving on. Fort Walton Bombers. We got coming to the track this morning. It's going to be 111, Ellie Badger, 124, Lightweight, 2008, Dusty Mars, 214, Toadette, 26, Ricky Bobby coming in to assist on the bench. 305, Miami Spice. 320, Pinky and the Pain. And coming as the captain is 36, Bugs. 417, Jeeps. 481, Bad Attitude. Number 7, Mayzilla. 86, Little Licious. And 9999, Blu-ray. Let's give it up for our Fort Walton Bombers this morning. All right, to make note, we need a coffee truck next time. Coffee truck. Okay. But we do appreciate y'all being out here. Also, our referees and NSOs. This has been a tournament. It's been a really great tournament. Watching these juniors play. If you didn't stay around for the adult game, you need to tune next time. That was a really great game. Came really close to the end. So, with a little under 5 minutes to go, we're going to go and get game 1 started. So just make sure you take a good stretch, check out the merchandise. We do have our vendor stands set back up. And as a reminder, we do have Dusty Mars playing with Fort Walton Bombers. And in case you were not aware, they did make Team USA and will be heading to Australia. They're doing a fundraiser and campaign to help assist with that in the back. So make sure if you did not check it out yesterday, you check it out today. And so thank you again, and we'll get back shortly when the whistle blows. Thank you.
What's that? Oh, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, my wife's there. She's always told me that she was just doing there, but I was doing. Then I noticed that before her showing me that, like, I would just sit cold and just, and then go back out there and try to expect my body to do the same thing, and I realized that, yeah, warm up is very important. With the first whistle of the game, we have Bellany coming off the jam line, grabbing lead for Nashville. Dusty Mars tied up in the pack in the first turn. With Nashville eligible to make points, they're going to re-engage. That wall's looking pretty steady with Captain Bugs in there. Dusty Mars going to recycle back to the pack and try to re-engage into corner one for Ensumi.
initial pass for Fort Walton. Meanwhile, Felony is making the advancement towards turn number 2, going through the pack, slowly moving them through. Dusty Mars makes a leap to the outside, making an advantage up to and almost past corner number 2 for turn 2. With that last effort, Dusty Mars does clear the pack for the initial pass for Fort Walton. Both teams now eligible to make points. Felony does grab their fourth, calls it off. Bringing our first jam of game number 2 with a score of 4-0. Great strategy on Nashville's end. And we'll go ahead and get Roadrunner onto the track for Nashville, following with Ellie Badger for Fort Walton Bombers. And with that whistle, we have Ellie and Roadrunner off the jam line. Both jammers still tied up in the first straightaway. Blocker doing an excellent job defensively. Roadrunner is past the pivot line first for Nashville. With bridging opportunity there, it still wasn't enough to keep Roadrunner, in which case they have claimed lead for Nashville. Second jam in a row for Nashville, coming out real strong for game number 2. With both jammers now eligible to engage and earn points, Roadrunner will be the first jammer into the pack, earning their 4 points and calling it off. Making the score 8 now to 0. Nashville still in the lead. Jam number 3 is going to come to you with Mayzilla along with Phantasma on the jam line. Phantasma took the advantage on the inside, quickly exiting after pack, making lead for Nashville. Mayzilla is putting forth the effort and does a star pass to 124 Lightweight, who is now the jammer for Fort Walton, tying up in the first turn. With a power jam opportunity for Lightweight, Phantasma is going to head to the penalty box for Nashville, which means we're going to play this jam out for the entire time, with a little over a minute and a half left to go. Lightweight is getting past turn number 2 and does make the initial pass for Fort Walton. Again, we have a power jam going on right now for Fort Walton as the pack piles around turn number 2. Lightweight takes an inside pass and is knocked off the track. Ran back beautifully there by Nashville. Lightweight getting back on the track for the second straightaway is going to re-engage with those blockers. Little Devil is being held up by 141 over there. Poison Ivy doing a great job holding up that wall. Lightweight going to get knocked down, and at that time, Phantasma is going to come off the penalty box onto the track rather quickly. Multiplayer is going to be issued to Pinky in the Pain as they head to the penalty box. And with that last effort push through, Phantasma clears, grabbing 4 points for Nashville. All right. We have another penalty coming in for the Bombers, and unfortunately this is going to bring a power jam opportunity now for Phantasma. So, with Phantasma being the only jammer on the actual track right now, as the jam will come to an end, this will be a power start for them as well, but Phantasma is still earning points as they're going around turn number 4. Phantasma making them almost up to the jam line. The jam will come to a natural close, but not before grabbing all 4 points again for that last effort. Nashville will finish that jam earning 10 points, bringing the score now 18-4. And again, we'll have a power start opportunity as Lightweight will start in the penalty box for jam number 4. Felony is going to return back to the jam line for Nashville. And with that whistle, Felony is going to come off the jam line into the straightaway. Quickly getting past the pivot line into turn number 1, going to engage with blockers. Felony comes into turn number 2, almost on their knees, but quickly is back up and clears the pack for this grabbing lead for Nashville. This is going to be their 4th consecutive tongue-tied on that one. Blu-ray and Bugs were trying to hold Felony, but was unable to coming out of the third turn. Star pass has happened. Dusty Mars is now the jammer for Bolton Bombers as they now have made the initial pass. Felony not giving the opportunity to Dusty Mars to answer back with those points. Will end the jam with 12 points earned, bringing the score now 30-4. And with the next whistle, Mayzilla and Roadrunner come off the jam line. Mayzilla makes an inside attempt and pushed off the track as well as Roadrunner. Allie Badger bringing Roadrunner past the jam line will get recycled back. Mayzilla is still tied up again in the straightaway. Both jammers have not made the initial pass. Coming into turn one, Mayzilla is knocked off the track by Luna Flair, who will receive a penalty and heads to the penalty box here for Nashville. But just as quickly as one player goes in, the captain comes out as Toast re-enters the track. But this is the first time the Fort Walton Bombers have played lead as Mayzilla exits the pack first. Fort Walton Bomber eligible to earn some points on this drive, as the Roadrunner is also recycled back again. Beautifully done by 111 Ellie Badger. Initial pass being made by Nashville. Mayzilla will fall off the jam, claiming the 4 points for that pack entry, leaving the score now 30-8, and that ends jam number 5. With the whistle, we have Dusty Mars coming off the jam line with Phantasma. Phantasma is going to be tied up at the jam line with Bugs, along with number 305, Miami Spice, giving Dusty Mars the opportunity to claim yet another lead before Walton Bombers. Phantasma didn't stay in the pack for too long as both jammers exit. Dusty Mars does an attempt to get into the pack, claiming 3 points before calling it off, now bringing the score 11-30. Fort Walton Bombers making 2 jams consecutively, putting points on there and allowing Nashville not to re-answer. We're going to bring the next jam with Felony and Mayzilla. We do have a couple players in the box for Walton Bombers, as well as one on the box for Nashville. And with that whistle, both jammers come off the jam line. Felony does not take much time coming to the outside, quickly exiting the pack and grabs the lead for Nashville. Mayzilla is still tied up in the pack and is coming into turn number 1 as number 47 doing a wonderful job there. Mayzilla blocking the jammer. That did give an opportunity for Felony to exit through the pack with 4 points for Nashville. Mayzilla still tied up in turn number 1 and is going to be recycled back on the track quickly. And was not quite behind everyone that moved them off the track, and as a result, will go to the penalty box with a cut. So at this point, Felony has a power jam opportunity. Coming into the pack with a 180 is going to be removed from the track and recycled back almost to turn number 1 by Allie Badger. Felony doesn't waste much time as they re-enter the track and quickly exit the pack again, grabbing 4 more points for Nashville. With less than a minute left in the jam, and still experiencing the power jam, Felony will re-engage on the straightaway. Quickly getting around 1, 2, and 3 blockers, Felony exits on turn number 3, grabbing the point. Meanwhile, Mayzilla re-enters the track and is back engaged in turn number 3. And quickly as engagement happens, number 86, Little Licious, is going to receive a penalty. And another one for an illegal exit, so that's going to be a full minute that they're going to be setting in the box, which is going to be not really great for our Bombers, but Felony is taking advantage fully of this as they're coming into turn number 3, grabbing 4 more points. So far, number 7 as 28 points was earned during that jam. Let's give it up for Nashville. That is impressive with a new score of 58-11. That wraps up jam number 7 this morning. I need to know what Nashville drinks for breakfast. Because apparently it's stronger than my Monster Energy drink. I'm gonna at least Felony's drink. But as we want to thank you again, audience members, thank you so much for coming out this morning, especially you parents. You parents, I know you probably got up before the kids this morning, got everybody ready, and then got them here. We could not do it without you, so we do appreciate your time and effort here. Also, for all of our merchandise and merch vendors that are there, thank you for coming out here, giving us an opportunity to purchase from you and see what you have to offer to us. So we will get back to the game as this whistle returns from our timeout.
Go, Luna! Go, Bombers!
We're going to bring back Jam 8, and we're going to have this time Ellie Badger coming onto the jam line with Lunatic. That's who it is. And Lunatic comes quickly off the jam line, and so does Little Licious from the Goofy Box. Look at Ellie Badger coming quickly off the jam line, grabbing a lead jam for Brawl Bombers. Gets into the pack with her hips first, able to claim. Let's see how many points. All right, we're going to have an official review real quick called by Nashville. Still, we're trying to confirm the points that were earned on the last jam, as the outside ref will confirm with the jam ref. All right, so the official review is going to be called by Nashville. So Nashville, in case you didn't know, Lunatic, our jammer for the last one, is actually in the penalty box for a low block. So while they were exiting out the track, the referee said, hey, your skate hit another skater on the track, so that's considered a low block, because while we like to have contact, it's got to be within limits, right? So at that point, jammer did not receive a cut, they received a low block. They're disputing that, saying, hey, that kick happened, but it wasn't a natural engagement, and that means that it wasn't initiated by them. So that really can't be called on them. So they would like to have that low block rescinded for Lunatic, which would therefore allow Lunatic to re-enter, or the new jammer for the next jam to re-engage for that one, which would mean that the Fort Walton Bombers don't get a power start. So we're going to see what the refs end up confirming, whether or not they're going to take that low block away from Lunatic and allow Nashville to bring another jammer in for the next jam, or if Fort Walton will get a power start. So we'll find out in just a few minutes. Hopefully it won't be minutes, y'all. I mean, we're going to be here pretty much for a couple of minutes, but it'll be a couple seconds, all right? We'll be right back. our team Zebra did collaborate on an official review. Now, keep in mind, if Nashville was in fact correct, then they would be able to keep their official review. If they're incorrect, then they would lose their official review. So as a result, our outside pack refs, which we have 3 of them during our tournament, were able to confirm that initiation contact. So Lunatic will remain in the penalty box, allowing Dusty Mars to come to our jam line for jam number 9 and enjoy what we call a power start, being the only jammer coming to the jam line, which is advantageous right here for our Fort Walton Bombers, bringing our recipient of, again, Team USA heading to Australia later this year. Let's give it up for Dusty Mars for Fort Walton Bombers, who will come off this jam line. And with that, they are quickly around turn number 1. Literally making a 360 off the track to be recycled back by number 143. Beautifully done again by Captain Q-Zilla. Getting Dusty Mars back on the track. They're quickly coming into turn number 2. And what do you know? Dusty Mars stays on all 8 wheels and grabs the lead jam for Fort Walton Bombers. Still experiencing a power jam opportunity and going to quickly engage over there in turn number 2. The blockers were ready as 47 Mayhem quickly came to assist, bringing Dusty Mars back again to recycle. And what do you know? Lunatic comes quickly off the penalty box after that time to reset, and Revs comes quickly off, quickly making again the initial pass for Nashville. Lunatic wasted absolutely no. All right. Oh, one battery died. But that doesn't mean the game ends. We find another mic. And with that, Ellie Badger comes to the jam line with Calamity. The whistle is blown. Calamity and Ellie Badger try to go to the inside. Calamity is definitely enjoying engagement. Meanwhile, it looks like Ellie Badger's coming into turn number 1 quickly and is already past the pivot line. With sheer effort, Ellie Badger comes out of the pack for the lead, grabbing it from Fort Walton Bombers. Calamity doesn't waste much time as they exit the pack, coming out of turn number 1. With the information from the bench, the jam will come to a close before Nashville has an opportunity to engage. In doing so, Bombers walk away with 3 points, bringing the new score to 58-21. Next jam's going to be Roadrunner and Mayzilla. Mayzilla making an inside attempt, gets further, but Roadrunner moves the blockers into the direction, allowing them to clear a way for them to grab lead. Unfortunately, Roadrunner exits the pack with a back block penalty. Mayzilla actually went, okay, so let me clarify real quick. Roadrunner did not claim lead, in fact received a back block penalty. Now Fort Walton will experience a power jam with Mayzilla being the lead jammer for this for a second, but trying to get back up quickly. Pinky in the paint, doing great there with number 86, Little Licious, trying to hold up Roadrunner. They did tie up the skater long enough to allow Dusty Mars to leave the pack, grabbing the lead before Walton with an apex jump and somehow managing to call it off mid-air. Dusty Mars is able to earn, let's see how many points, 2 points on that apex jump, giving Fort Walton 2 points for that jam, leaving the score now 70 to 27.
Let's go next.
All right, we have Felony and Ellie Badger coming to the jam line for our 13th jam. Ellie Badger comes in quickly behind Felony, but is met with resistance from Mayhem. Now, whether that resistance can stop them as they were able to exit the pack first, grabbing lead. Ellie Badger is followed quickly behind by Felony as both jammers are now eligible to earn points. The pack is moving quickly as they don't want to give Ellie Badger an opportunity to get to the other opposing team. And even though they had lead, Nashville quickly sped up the pack, giving them the advantage to grab at least 1 point before forcing Fort Walton to call it off. So excellent strategy there by Nashville, who will return back Roadrunner and Dusty Mars to the next jam line. We're going to take an official timeout real quick to go ahead and make sure we have all of our T's crossed and our I's dotted. For that reason, I'm going to go ahead and remind you as well that we have vendors out there. I'm not quite sure about the food truck. We'll check it out. I don't know. We'll probably be out of here early enough to grab some lunch. Either way, if you're a traveling team, I do hope that you enjoy our vicinities around here, beaches and so forth. Just be safe, be polite, and as always, enjoy yourself. I want to also give a big shout out to our medics that showed up this weekend for the tournament. We always appreciate you being here and doing as little as nothing as possible. But in the off chance that you have to, we are so thankful that you are here, keeping our skaters, NSOs, and all players, including the audience, I guess, that needed safe. That rolling whistle means that we are back into action, and with that action, we have Roadrunner and Dusty Mars coming to the jam line. Fort Walton will start this jam with the pivot in the penalty box, which means it is all up to Dusty Mars, who's going to be met with Max. Sorry, wrong player. That was number 111. I think that was anyway. Dusty Mars grabs lead for Fort Walton, but Roadrunner quickly coming behind them. Both jammers now eligible to earn points. Again, Roadrunner just quickly forcing the call off, not really giving Fort Walton that opportunity to get those points in, but they were able to get at least 2 points in for Nashville, 1 point for our Bombers before forcing another call off. Phantasma and Ellie Badger return to the jam line. Ellie Badger, while taking a running start, has the advantage, grabbing lead quickly before Walton. Phantasma comes in to turn number 1, still coming off blocker. Ooh, okay. Beautiful apex jump there by Ellie Badger. There was a little bit of contact there with the other skater. We're going to get them checked out. In the meantime, we'll go ahead and respect that privacy. Again, thanking our medics for being here. The jam did come to an end with Fort Walton claiming 4 points at that whistle, which means the score now is 74 to 32. We have less than 10 minutes in the first half of our first game here on day 2. Want to give a big shout out for Northwest Florida Fairgrounds, ensuring that we have a space to have our tournaments here in Fort Walton. Also the Beach Bombers, the home team here. coming up, and we are going to have Atlanta coming and rejoining us with Red Stick. That is going to be a great game there. That means we're going to have purple and red all in the audience. And let's give a round of applause as the skaters able to get back on their wheels to exit the track. We always like to see that. Again, thank our medics, coaches, NSOs, again, all the adults here, making sure that we keep it as safe as we possibly can. So, with 10 minutes and 7 seconds left remaining in our first half, Mayzilla will return back to the jam line along with Felony. With the rolling whistle, Mayzilla and Felony are ready for our next jam, which will be jam number 16 as we start over with 10 minutes to go left in the jam. Felony quickly comes into the wall with Dusty Mars and lightweight and is tied up, giving Mayzilla that opportunity for Walton East to answer back to the point to set deficit. Mayzilla will re-engage into the first turn. Little Devil's going to tie it up with Toast. Again, great job there by the captain there. I believe that was the captain. Yeah. Well, not this game, but Toast doing a great job with Little Devil hiding, tying up Mayzilla, definitely forcing them to call it off with only 3 points earned. Against new score 74-35. Still anyone's game. Whistle blows, that means Ellie Badger as well as Lunatic are going to come off the jam line. Lunatic wasted absolutely no time coming around Miami, grabbing the lead for Nashville. With the initial pass, claimed lead is not going to be obtained by Nashville though, so Fort Walton still having that opportunity to claim lead will go through the pack still. Meanwhile, Lunatic's not going to stop as they earn 4 points for Nashville with that second pass. Lead claimed by Ellie Badger.
Nice, Luna!
And just like that, we learned all valuable lessons. So, with roller derby, there's not only the skills of being able to skate, there's also the strategy of it. So, we teach our skaters not only how to properly hit, block, stand up, and so forth, we teach them to listen to whistles, because when lead is claimed, there will be 2 whistles blown, in which case what we saw here is Nashville had not claimed lead, but yet we're still earning points, 8 to be exact, bringing the new score to 82-35. So with Nashville taking advantage of an opportunity, they went ahead and earned as many points as possible. And we will start the next one with Dusty Mars and Calamity. Toadette's going to do a great job blocking, but not enough to stop Calamity as they exit the pack, grabbing lead for Nashville. Fort Walton is still trying to get their jammer through as Dusty Mars is coming into the first turn. Meanwhile, Calamity quickly exits for a second time, grabbing 4 points for Nashville. Nashville's going to have a player headed to the box. Looks like it's going to be number 615, Lisa Lee Blonde. Meanwhile, Mayzilla accepts the star pass and is now the jammer for our Bombers. Meanwhile, Calamity will call off the jam before Mayzilla has an opportunity to answer to that 8 points earned during the jam, bringing the new score 90-35. We have 7 minutes left to go in our first half here. Roadrunner, along with Ellie Badger, is going to return to our jam line. left in our first half.
Unless that's something that I can't do.
Whistle's blown, and Mayzilla and Phantasma come off the jam line. Phantasma is showing the force that they have as they're coming up to the pivot line with those bombers. There's no bridging happening, in which case we will have a player from the bombers coming into the penalty box. Phantasma has not much further to go as they're going one-on-one with Jinx. Jinx makes an attempt and is successfully knocking off the jammer, but not quick enough to get Phantasma off entirely as there is only 360 remain on the track, and somehow or another grabbing another lead for Nashville. Mayzilla's tied up and turned over one, looking for some help, and is found not help for Dusty Mars as the star pass has happened. Meanwhile, Phantasma goes through the pack pretty quietly, grabbing 4 points for Nashville. Dusty Mars, now being the jammer for 4 bombers, brings the pack to turn number 2, where also Phantasma will be held up. Both walls showing pretty strong, and whether or not maybe the jammers are just a little worn out, that spreading up right now is going to require a little bit of bridging being done there by Nashville. Dusty Mars only having 2 more blockers with Little Devil and Mac Attack to go through. Going to keep pushing through, and the jam will be called off, but not before at least a point being earned by the bombers. Okay, my bad. So a total of 7 points earned by Nashville. Unfortunately, there were no points earned by the bombers at the call of that whistle. And we will have 3 minutes and 13 seconds remaining, counting down from the next jam, where we have Ellie Badger and Felony returning to the jam line. Oh, we were waiting for the clock, y'all. I was wondering. I got a little nervous myself. And with the whistle, we got Felony and Ellie Badger coming off the jam line. Both jammers are engaged in the first straightaway. They come to the inside, and what do you know? Ellie Badger was a successful jammer there, claiming lead for the Bombers. Felony not taking that too nicely, coming right after them as they come. Oh, wow. That was mid-air right there. Both jammers come into the pack. We'll go ahead and see how many points were earned. So 1 point was going to be earned by Nashville. We'll confirm if any points were earned by the Bombers as that jammer comes to an end. In case you were wondering what keeps us safe outside of our skills, we do have things that we sell at our Nick Vicious, or Vicious Skates, ran by Nick Vicious back there. You can check out the equipment. So normally a skater will enter in the track. We have wrist guards, helmets, knee pads, mouth guards, elbows. Yeah. I would like bubble wrap personally, but that's the minimum requirements that we have on there. Of course, they do have their skill levels, their strength, their agility, and so forth that they work on and off the track to make sure they can be the high-performing skaters that we see here during these tournaments. So, again, thank you so much, medics, for being out here being safe. Thank you, coaches and so forth, and staff, making sure you're training them. You're doing a great job out here, but, at the same time, things just happen, We get into those situations, and we're just thankful for all the people that are here and taking care of us while we do that. So take this as an opportunity to stand up. Go check out the bathrooms if you need to. Check out the merchandise. Walk around a little bit, stretch it out. So we'll be back shortly with the next whistle to let us know we've returned back to the game. Thank you. Again, thank each and every one of y'all for being here and taking care of us. All right, we have a little over 2 minutes left in our first half. Again, that last jam ended with 1 point earned to Nashville. Our Bombers were able to end that jam. Unfortunately, we're not able to answer back with any points. The new score is going to be 114 to 35. We do have enough time on the clock to have a few more jams to go. All right, we're just taking again, in case you're wanting to know what's happening right now, it is just an official timeout. We got to make sure everything's in order. We do have a lot of stuff happening here. Again, that's all possible with our non-official skating, we call NSOs. They're here, in case you didn't notice, they're the ones dressed in all black. They do a multitude of things, whether that's taking penalties in the inside, doing the track count. They also do the penalties in the box. They're over here doing the scoreboard for us to make sure they keep me and us all updated with what is happening on the track. People like Dom Asian there, who's our jam timer and head NSO for this tournament, so we thank them so much. But let's check out what this official review is going to be called for Fort Walton. I'll be right back with you.
I could not.
All right, y'all, this is going to take a minute to explain, but hold on to your seats. All right, so we had an official review called by Fort Walton. Fort Walton wanted to dispute the fact that when Dusty Mars was going into the apex jump, the opposing jammer hit them, and there was a missed call hit on that jammer, okay? What we didn't know is, remember that official timeout that we were all kind of standing around, including myself, wondering what was going on? That was our Zebras already discussing that action. So as a result, they did discuss it. They said, in fact, the other jammer, I think that was Lunatic, but I could be wrong. I just, whatever, I'm sorry. The Nashville jammer, the hand that they had out, that was just naturally there. It wasn't engagement, so there was not a missed call made by our Team Zebra. But because our official timeout was taken to discuss the issue already, the official review will not be taken away from our Bombers, as they did not receive an actual favorable recall from the Team Zebra. So I'm going to say it's a unicorn moment, but as a result, Fort Walton Bombers will remain their official review for the remaining 2 minutes and 24 seconds of this half. And if you didn't understand that, we can talk in about 2 minutes, and I can try to explain it again, but I mean, with that whistle, we got Roadrunner and Dusty Mars coming off the jam line. Dusty Mars takes no time as they exit the time-grabbing lead for Fort Walton. Roadrunner comes quickly out of the straightaway and into the first turn, making the initial pass for Nashville. Dusty Mars gets in there, grabs 3 points, calls it off, not allowing Nashville to respond back. With under 2 minutes to go, we're going to have at least one more jam, if not a couple more, before this first half comes to an end. We have Phantasma coming to the jam line with Mayzilla for our Bombers. Both jammers come a little slow off the jam line and met with Flair being helped up there by Blaze and Grace. Not quite enough to hold up Mayzilla, who quickly exits off the jam line, grabbing lead for our Bombers, which is the advantage they need right now, as they have that deficit. Mayzilla goes right into turn number 1, coming up to Mayhem, who was ready for impact and is now running Mayzilla back as far as possible. That does give Phantasmo the opportunity to make the initial pass for Nashville. Beautiful wall right there with Mayhem, who was forced Mayzilla to stay in that turn 1, which allowed Phantasmo to get quickly around the track, forcing the call off to our four-wall team. With that jam ending with only 1 point earned by Mayzilla, we'll bring the next jam with a score of 115-39. We got 45 seconds, so we're going to have at least one more jam here with Felony and Dusty Mars wrapping up our first half. Whistle's blown. Dusty Mars goes directly to the center and is almost through the pack, coming back to meet those blockers. I don't know how Felony did it, but they definitely did that. Dusty was able to obtain lead, but then quickly was retained back into the pack with the Nashville Bombers. That did give an opportunity for Nashville's Jammers to come out of the pack. That did force a call off, so guess what, y'all? Halftime! And with that, we're going to bring a halftime score of 115-39. Enjoy your 15 minutes again. Stand up, stretch, check out the bathrooms, check out the vendors. Thank you again for being here. We got a game and a half left of roller derby for our tournament here. Thank you so much for being here.
You guys are playing great. And I'm keeping for you from now on. I love your name. Thank you.
Their gamers are hitting the pack hard.
No, I'm just, no, it's their opportunity. Thank you so much for saying that.
They're doing a great job.
That's what I'm saying. Their offense is so good.
Yeah, they've always been good. I mean, like, they're you know,
Oh my God, don't do that. Don't do me.
I'm just kidding. No, you can have whatever you want. I'm just
That is not spiritual love. Oh, great. Nice. Nice aspiration.
See my text?
2 sets of wheels is like $400. And then midwinter break. Yes, just random things in February. Yeah. I remember going to it was August and December till Thanksgiving. Like, that was it.
Labor Day.
Yeah.
And it had like those random one day off.
I just have to sit there and just try to hope I can hit the ball. There's no way. I do. Can you imagine double, a little more than that? Yeah. I hope it's not going to hurt me.
Fort Walton. That first half was definitely interesting as Nashville left the track with 115 points. Fort Walton left it with 39. It is still anyone's game as we are going to have our second half coming to you with 30 minutes on the clock. As you'll notice, both teams have switched sides of the bench. It's just something that they do. We have our medics and NSOs returning back to the track to ensure that we have a safe and fun game. Yes. We're going to get the second half underway. Keep in mind, we do have the game coming up next. I've already seen the sparkling jackets for both Red Stick and Atlanta in the house. Both teams bringing the bedazzle along as the impact on the track. With that rolling whistle, we're going to get the next and first jam started for the second half with Felony and Dusty Mars on the jam line. All right, we have Felony and Dusty Mars coming off the jam line. Felony makes a quick push through with some assistance there from 143. Great job there by Captain Qzilla, which made an opportunity for Felony to push that back past the pivot line and obtain lead for Nashville. Dusty Mars still tied up between the jam line and pivot line trying to get through, but is quickly able to give the star cover over to Mayzilla, who exits the pack for Fort Walton. With the initial being taken, Felony comes through the third turn. After leaving the pack, grabbing 4 points, will call off the jam before Mayzilla has an opportunity to engage. Leaving that jam with only 4 points earned in Nashville, none earned by our Fort Walton team. Next jam, we're going to have Roadrunner coming to the line for Nashville. We're going to have Ellie Badger coming to the jam line for Fort Walton. The whistle's going to be blown. Ellie Badger's going to go quickly into the jam line along with Roadrunner. Both of them are going to try to make an inside attempt. Ellie's going to find the most advantage to that, getting past the pivot line into the first turn. Going to be taken down by Blazing Grace, along with Mayhem doing wonderfully blocking back there, but that's exactly what Roadrunner needed as they were quickly able to push the pack for Fort Walton out of that first turn and exit it, grabbing lead for Nashville. Ellie's going to be recycled back to the second turn there, and it's going to re-engage for the pack. Meanwhile, Roadrunner's going to stick 4 points as they lead past Bugs and Blu-ray. Bugs is going to go ahead and recycle back into the track. Roadrunner following them shortly behind. And Bugs is now the jammer for Fort Walton, leaving that pack for the initial pass, which means Roadrunner's going to collect the 4 points they had in that front three calling off the jam, making it a total 8 earned during the jam, bringing the score now 127 to 39. All right, we're going to have Mayzilla returning to the jam line along with Phantasma. Phantasma quickly goes to the inside, grabbing lead for Nashville. Mayzilla following shortly behind them as they exit the pack. Both jammers now completing the initial pass. The pack itself speeds up past turn number 2. Phantasma engages and then calls off the jam. That does mean that Fort Walton left the jam with no points earned. And as we confirm with the outside ref, that will be 2 points awarded to Nashville. So new score right now, 129 to 39 as we enter into our 4th jam of the second half. We will have Dusty Mars along with Felony return to the track. All right, Dusty Mars comes right into the wall with Qzilla, the captain there, blocking. Meanwhile, Felony tries to follow the pass of Dusty Mars, but is tied up with those blockers. Dusty Mars leaves the pack, grabbing lead for Fort Walton, and will continue on. And multiplayer will be called on Fort Walton player number 124, lightweight, as they go into Dusty Mars is going to be tied up in the pack. We'll call it off, but not before earning the 4 points for that engagement. New score of 43 for our Fort Walton team, as 129 is where Nashville stands.
Trying to get out of your way. I don't know where to go.
All right, we have Roadrunner and Ellie Badger coming off the jam line. Ellie Badger is going to get tied up with, looks like 6.5 there with our national team. Legally Blonde doing a great job. And then Roadrunner is going to get recycled back by Jinx, almost past the pivot line. That does give Ellie Badger the advantage. They need to leave the pack grabbing. Oh, okay, so as we see here, it's going to be Nashville with the lead. And Nashville will call off the jam as Fort Walton did have the advantage on the track, which means neither team will score any points on the close of that jam. All right, our sixth jam comes to you with Phantasma and Dusty Mars from the jam line. Dusty Mars decides to take off into orbit, quickly exiting the pack and grabbing lead. Direction is going to be called on number 86, Little Luscious, as they're going to head to the penalty box for our Fort Walton team. Meanwhile, Dusty Mars is going to engage in the first turn and call it off. No points are going to be earned by Nashville with that jam, but we will have 3 points awarded to Fort Walton as the jam was a forced call-off.
Let's go, Luna! Nashville! Woohoo!
Lunatic returns to the jam line with Mayzilla. Fort Walton will go down with a player on the track right now as they have a pivot in the penalty box. Mayzilla and Lunatic take to the outside of the track this time in an effort to try to make the initial pass and claim lead. Both of them being done wonderfully. Jinx pushing the skater out along with Lightweight. But that just wasn't enough for Lunatic to get stopped as they pass through the pack, grabbing lead for Nashville. Mayzilla exits the pack before turn number 1, making the initial pass to Fort Walton. That will force a call-off with Nashville, who claims 4 points before calling off the jam. All right, Dusty Mars returns to the jam line with Calamity. Calamity is quickly pushed off the track by Miami Spice and recycled back past the jam line. Bad Attitude gets ready for impact as Calamity engages but quickly goes around, taking lead for Nashville. Dusty Mars is still tied up in the pack for the first turn and is going to be pushing through to the second turn, trying to get around the last 2 blockers there by Nashville so they can make that initial pass. Meanwhile, Calamity is going to be recycled back by Blu-ray almost to the pivot line, giving Dusty Mars the opportunity to leave the pack. That will force another call-off in Nashville, leaving that jam again and let's confirm. And we're going to go ahead and make sure our team leader confirms with the outside refs. And sometimes, as you know, with the jam ref, you really can't see the jammer all times. They're definitely moving from left to right rather quickly. So once we confirm, we'll see what. And for that reason, we're going to take an official timeout to make sure that we do not run any points off the clock. So, with confirmation, I can tell you Nashville did earn 2 points before the whistle was called off. That brings 135 to 46. And if you're wondering how they're earning those points, it's not about who they hit on their shoulder. It's actually their hips. So as you see when those jammers go running into the pack, you might want to wonder why they're throwing their rear end at the opposing skaters. That's because if they can get it thrown past the opposing team, that's 1 point for every hit. So we'll go ahead and get the next jam underway. We have Ellie Badger coming to Road Runner as well on the jam line. With a little shuffling from a left to right, both jammers are still going to be held up past the jam line. Nashville's wall being held up beautifully there by 143. Uzilla. Buzz is not quite ready to let go. We have a power jam opportunity as we're going to have a multiplayer called on Road Runner. And with the multiplayer called for the jammer, Ellie Badger is going to experience the power jam before Walton, giving them an opportunity to put a few more points on the board for the opposing score. And so, Ellie Badger is moving slowly through the second straightaway. That wall being held up by number 79, Toast. Not moving much. Toast going a little one-on-one there. Roadrunner comes to the inside in engagement with Bugs, our captain. The jam will come to an end. And we have 4 points. Well, we're going to confirm those 4 real quick.
When it's not folded up, you use this as a chemical.
All right, ready to go confirm the score. We're going to take an official timeout to do so. Now, at the end, so far it's showing that our Bombers did earn 8 points before the call-off was made. That means that Nashville was not able to put any points on the board for that last jam. So the new score right now, 135 to 54. That rolling whistle lets us know we are coming back to action. So with everybody in place, we're going to wait for those 5 seconds before the whistle is going to be blown. And that whistle is blown. Felony and Blue Ray come off the jam line. Felony comes quickly into the pack. Lightweight tries to hold it. Bad attitude bridges, but that allows Felony to get through the pack and grab lead for Nashville. There was a star pass to Dusty Mars, who is now the jammer for our Fort Walton team. Both teams have made it through the initial pass, and with 4 points earned, Nashville will call off the jam. Again, making sure Fort Walton does not have a chance to answer. Great strategy being played by both teams as we finish up the first 10 minutes of our second half. To confirm, the score is 139 to 54. We do have Phantasma coming to the jam line with Mayzilla. Mayzilla coming quickly into the Mac attack, is being held up beautifully there by that wall. Phantasma quickly gets engaged with Jinx, who receives a forearm penalty, and with that, Phantasma makes the advantage of grand lead for Nashville. Mayzilla makes it quickly out of the first turn, making the initial pass for Fort Walton, with both jammers now able to make points. Nashville already claiming 4 of those. They will call the jam off, and I mean, I guess these jams are going to last just a couple seconds here, as seems like the pack and the jammers are both speeding up there. So we have 4 points earned by Nashville, 143 to 54, as we're going to bring in jam number 12 here shortly. We got Ellie Badger and Calamity on the jam line as they stay still after the whistle's blown. Calamity throwing Ellie Badger into the opposing skaters, forcing her cut to be called. Beautifully done there by Calamity, who now has a power jam opportunity there. Still needing to make the initial pass, does so in clean sleep for Nashville out of the first turn. With Calamity experiencing a power jam opportunity, Nashville is going to get ready to help them out as they're going to re-engage on the second turn. With all players on the track right now, we're going to have full engagement as Calamity comes into impact. Mayhem trying to give some assistance. Jinx and Miami Spice is trying to get in front of that wall to stop Calamity and is able to do so, but not quite enough without earning at least one more point there. So 5 a total for Calamity. New score of 148 to 54. All right, we're going to have Dusty Mars and Lunatic coming to the jam line. And with the whistle blown, we're going to go ahead and get them underway. Lunatic is making it to the pivot line first, and as so, receives the lead for this jam for Nashville. Dusty Mars gets through that first turn as well, making the initial pass for Walton. The pack is going to get ready for in-frame. Lunatic quickly comes through and falls off the jam before Dusty Mars has a chance to engage. Again, this is real good strategy, high-level tournament right here while our junior bombers, as they're really calling it off just as soon as they're able to. I mean, if they were able to hold the jam a little bit longer, it might last a little longer, but this is a really good game between both teams. They're playing pretty competitively. We got Blu-ray coming back to the track with Felony. The whistle's going to be blown. We have all players returning to the track, so both teams have all blockers. Felony starts to the outside, but quickly makes it to the inside and comes into engagement with Bugs. Mayhem trying to offer some O, and is able to do so as Felony comes out of the pack to a 180 and manages to get out of there with the lead for Nashville. Blu-ray is looking for some help and does a successful star pass to Ellie Badger before the first turn. Fort Walton is still trying to get that initial pass. Meanwhile, Felony makes it through for 4 points for Nashville. Pack is moving towards turn number 2 as Felony starts to engage. Meanwhile, Ellie Badger still looking to get past Mayhem. That's being held up by the wall by Blazing Ruby. We will have Mayhem headed to the penalty box there for our Nashville team. Bugs takes a spill on the inside. Meanwhile, Felony makes it to the outside for 4 more points for Nashville. With under a minute to go left in the jam, Ellie Badger still trying to get through the pack and is met up with number 143, Zilla, our captain here for Nashville, and is being held up beautifully there defensively. We got a direction being called on Miami Spice, who will head to the penalty box there for Fort Walton. Ellie Badger's going to be recycled back almost to the second turn there by Blazing Grace. The jam will be called off, but not before. With a total of 11 points earned there by Nashville. Official timeout's going to be called as we confirm the score. All right, with that official timeout coming to a wrap-up, we're going to get that rolling whistle and let us know we are back to action with under a little over 13 minutes to go in our second half. Again, Nashville and our Fort Walton team comes to the jam line with Mayzilla and Phantasma. Phantasma quickly goes to the inside, gets past all the blockers and grabs lead for Nashville. Mayzilla still caught in between the jam line and pivot line looking for some help and is able to find with Toadette, who hands off the star pass and now is the jammer from our Fort Walton team. Phantasma quickly goes through the pack almost unanswered and grabs 4 points for Nashville. With the penalty box now officially empty and all players back to the track, both jammers are going to get tied up in that first turn. Phantasma's making the advantage and does exit the pack with 4 points earned for Nashville. Toadette is still tied up over there with number 615, recently blonde. Poison Ivy doing a great job blocking and getting back on the track quickly to help them out. Meanwhile, Phantasma grabs 4 more points for a total of 12 and counting as we have a minute left in the jam. and knock Phantasma off the track. And a recycle will occur, but that will force a call off. That call off does come with 4 points, still awarded to Nashville for a total of 16 that jam. New score 175 to 54. All right, the next jam is going to be brought to you by Dusty Mars and Roadrunner, and timeout will be called by Fort Walton. So, with the timeout being called, please keep in mind that we have vendors available in the back. Also, we have our next game coming to you with the teams that I have. I mean, they've got the best jackets I've seen so far. We got Red Sticks with color purple jackets. We got Atlanta coming in with the red. That's going to be our next game here to finish up our tournament for our juniors here in Fort Walton. Again, thank y'all so much for traveling. We could not do it without you, so we're so glad you're here. Make sure if you haven't already, check out the merchandise we have available. We got 11 minutes and 29 seconds left in this second half of our first game. Don't forget, we're going to go ahead and give MVPs away as well as we wrap it up for both jammers and blockers and referees. I like the audible though. And that's the rolling whistle we all love to hear, because that lets us know we are back to Derby. And with back to Derby, we got Dusty Mars and Roadrunner on the jam line. We will start this jam with a player in the penalty box for Fort Walton. Dusty doesn't seem to, oh, whoa. Dusty was recycled back by Blazing Grace. That gave Roadrunner the opportunity that Roadrunner needed. In which case, they're going to go ahead and continue through with the initial pass. Roadrunner comes into engagement with Bugs and is pushing through to the inside. Forearm is going to be assessed to Roadrunner, and for that reason, Dusty Mars has a power jam. With a power jam in lieu, Dusty Mars still tied up right there at the first turn. With a final breakaway, the initial pass is now being received with Fort Walton. They only have a couple more seconds left in this power jam opportunity, which will give them a chance to put more points on the board. Dusty Mars is going to come into engagement in that second turn, and in doing so, is going to beat up with Mayhem. With the rest of the teammates, wow, Mayhem is just, I mean, I can see where the name comes from. Wow, that was a great legal block there done, and forces Dusty Mars off the track, which gave all the time needed for Roadrunner to get out of that penalty box and quickly get engaged in that second turn. With Bucks trying to stop it, and that wall being held up by a lightweight, or Ellie Badger, Roadrunner's going to continue pushing through. A little bit of O coming in there with some help from the teammates that allow Roadrunner to get past the pack, grabbing 4 points for Nashville. Great job there done by 814. Luna Flair giving Roadrunner what they needed. Dusty Mars is going to get recycled back almost to the beginning of turn 3 by number 4 there. Raging Cajun. Now, looks like Mayhem is going to go to the penalty box for Fort Walton. Meanwhile, number 4 again, Raging Cajun doing a great job there by running the jammer back past turn number 3. Really taking that endurance off the jammer as much as possible. The jam will come to a close. Both teams putting points on the board for this jam. Total of 8 being earned by Nashville, 4 points earned by our Bombers. New score at 183 to 58. We have under 10 minutes to go again in our second game, or first game, second half. With the whistle blown, we have Bad Attitude making their debut for this game on the jam line along with Felony. Felony came off the jam line rather quickly, grabbing lead for Nashville, and is going to engage with an apex shove. Oh my goodness. Felony with an apex shove and 4 points for Nashville is going to go into the pack. Bad Attitude is going to get tied up with that wall, and Mayhem is out of that penalty box, so that is going to be some O that Felony needs right there. Felony taking Our next jam, which will be our 18th jam of this second half, will begin with all players on the track. Mayzilla and Lunatic have the option of coming off that jam line at the whistle. Lunatic is taking the advantage to the inside, quickly grabbing lead. Mayzilla finds an outside opening, is met with 1-4-3. Again, our captain, Qzilla, tying them up into the pack now. Blazing Grace and Mayhem pushing the Mayzilla off the track almost. Meanwhile, Lunatic is going to be called on a cut penalty, so we have another power opportunity for Mayzilla as Fort Walton has a power jam. With under a minute and a half to go, Mayzilla has now made the initial pass for Fort Walton, which means that at this point it can have more points answered with his power jam. The jam cannot come to an end. We will have the remaining 1 minute and 11 seconds play out. Mayzilla is going to engage in that second turn and be ran back and recycled by number 143. Qzilla is going to receive an elbow block from that one and head on over to, well, I think that, yeah. Okay, yeah, I was right. Captain Qzilla is going to get an elbow block for that one and head to the penalty box. Mayzilla is going to get a little bit further out of that second turn and meet up with the pack. Mayzilla grabs 4 points. Meanwhile, Lunatic comes off the penalty box with 4 points as well. Both teams now answering with equal points. We have 30 seconds left of the jam. Lunatic pushes through with a 360 spin, leaving 4 points at the pack. Mayzilla's going to get recycled back with Mayhem and looks like 814 Luna Flair doing a great job there defensively. Lunatic leaves the pack with 4 more points out of that third turn. Meanwhile, Jinx heads to the penalty box for Fort Walton. Lunatic comes into complete contact with number 320, Pinky in the paint. Still in that paint, will get the call off. It's Nashville close. Score now 212-68 with 14 points earned by Nashville in that last jam. All right, Dusty Mars and Calamity are going to come to our jam line next. And with that whistle, they're going to both try to go to the inside. Calamity makes the advantage, and what do you know, before the pivot line, grabs lead for Nashville. Dusty Mars is going to get tied up there by number 615, Legally Blonde. Meanwhile, Calamity tries to make another inside attempt. This time it's not so successful, and it's going to be brought back past the jam line. As Calamity re-engaged with Blue Ray, Mac Attack comes out of nowhere and makes an opening for Calamity, grabbing 4 points for Nashville. Dusty Martin's getting turned around back here with number 615, Lethally Blonde, but does a star pass. And it's now Blue Ray, the jammer for Fort Walton, as they try to re-engage with Mac Attack and Lethally Blonde down there. Meanwhile, Calamity is going to go against Jinx and Dusty Mars trying to get up to that pivot line to get a couple more points. What do you know? Poison Ivy comes in to try to give some low and is a little successful as we're almost to the pivot line. Making that Poison Ivy gives Calamity that opportunity to grab 4 more points for Nashville as we have under a minute left to go in the jam. Blue Ray is still trying to get to the second turn there for Fort Walton as the Nashville's wall is showing impenetrable right now. Mac Attack takes the knee and that gives Blue Ray a little bit further to go, but not too much. Meanwhile, Calamity is coming to full engagement with the other blocker for Fort Walton. Toadette doing a great job holding on the inside. Meanwhile, Calamity still trying to engage. Bugs comes to the help and is knocking them off the track to recycle them back. With that knock to the inside, that will force a call off, meaning a total of 8 points earned by Nashville before that happened, none earned by Fort Walton. We have under 3 minutes to go in our first game here on day 2. We're going to do another official timeout real quick to confirm the score. So, hey, audience, are y'all awake yet? Okay, I guess not. That's going to get moved for the second game. Y'all can make some noise. Yay! Oh, okay. I felt, yeah. Don't point to her. It's okay. You can be a part of the fun too. Yes! All right, so if you're here for, let's do it. If you're here for Brawl, Bombers. Okay, I was trying to figure out what y'all were saying, but I hear it. I like it. Y'all got family members out in the audience because they're not showing much love right now. I'll be real. They're not showing much love. Yeah, okay. I mean, I gave them the opportunity, and they're just, it's all right, it's all right. Yeah, I mean, you cheer for yourself. I like it, I like it. Again, thank you again to Nashville coming all the way down here. Hope y'all didn't bring any cold weather with you. If you did, take it back. Appreciate it. All right, with that rolling whistle, we are back to action. We have, again, 2 minutes and 32. That's a false start. We're gonna, well, not really. We're gonna do an, we're gonna do an official timeout again. That wasn't a false start. I'm sorry, I got my sports mixed up. We don't have false, but we do, but not that. That was not a false start. With that official timeout, Nashville, if you're here for Nashville, make some noise. If you're here for Fort Walton, make some noise. If you're here for Red Stick, make some noise. All right, all right. How about Atlanta? You in the house? Of course, I don't think y'all ever left the house. I'm glad y'all brought y'all's music with y'all. I'm ready to get down. We got a wobble next game. Okay. Okay. Refs in the house. Is that what you're trying to get me to say? Zebras. Oh yeah, let's give it up for Team Zebras in the house. What is it? What's the noise a dazzle makes? Ah, right? I don't know. Y'all know what a noise a zebra makes? No? They don't teach that in school. I bet y'all got a zoo. I bet y'all got a zoo. Again, we can't do it without our Team Dazzle or our Team Zebras that we like to have. Again, they're out here, and in case y'all know, and y'all don't realize, you know, the skaters get to go to the bench. These referees stay up on the track the entire time. They don't get to sit down except for during their half times. They're standing, they're moving, and they're doing this the entire time, and this is 100% volunteer time. So, again, in addition to our Team Zebra, want to say thank you again. Team Medics, Team NSOs, all of y'all. Been a great weekend. We have a whole other game of Derby coming up next. Thank you so much, Dalmatian. I only had so much I could fake. All right, so, not even fake, but continue to say. With that whistle, we're back to the game. 2 minutes and 32 seconds left to go. We have Ellie Badger, Phantasma, back to the jam line. Let's make some noise, y'all. We're going to work on that. Phantasma and Ellie Badger come off the jam line. Phantasma takes a knee, but is quickly getting back up. Pinky in the paint holding up that wall very well. Meanwhile, Ellie Badger's making an advantage past Qzilla. They're almost to the pivot line. And with a 180, Ellie Badger comes out with lead for Fort Walton. Both pivots are headed to the penalty box for both teams. With the initial made by Fort Walton, they're going to re-engage on that second turn to begin earning points. Phantasma's going one-on-one with Jinx there, also being met up with Pinky in the paint in turn number 2. Not eligible to get out of that pack just yet. They're not giving up as Phantasma goes to the outside, takes a knee with Jinx and gets right back up. Pinky in the paint comes in for some action, and what do you know, Bad Attitude comes out to assist as well. Meanwhile, we got Ellie Badger, who's getting a little bit further on the track, but is going to get recycled back by Qzilla, almost to the second turn. Bad Attitude takes a nice hit there to Phantasma, knocking the jammer off the track. Both jammers re-engage to the track and come into the third turn. And with that leap, Ellie Badger comes out with 4 points for Fort Walton. Phantasma following shortly behind with the initial for Nashville. Pack is speeding up, in which case Ellie Badger is going to begin re-engaging. Throwing their hips into the pack will call it off, getting the 2 points earned. Total of 6 for that jam for our Bombers, with an unanswered Nashville 0. The new score is 222-74, as we have under a minute to go within this game. All right. Dusty Mars and Roadrunner on the jam line. And an official timeout will be called. All right. All right, we're going to go ahead and get the jam underway again with Dusty Mars and Roadrunner on the jam line. Nashville will start with a player in the penalty box. Roadrunner is making the advantage to the pivot line, and with a little whip action from McAttack makes the lead for Nashville. Dusty Mars is still tied up before the pivot line, trying to get through the initial pass before Walton. McAttack is showing wonderful resistance there in turn number 2, making it pretty much hard for Dusty to get through. Meanwhile, Roadrunner does a 360 coming out of the pack with 4 points for Nashville. That star pass exchange happened before Walton as Masilla comes out of the pack with the star and the lead, or with the initial pass before Walton. Roadrunner comes flying off the outside of the track, falling off just before grabbing 4 points. Yes, let's give it up. Okay, so although we are waiting for the whistle, I'm going to go ahead and make sure. That's that whistle. Okay. We have a final score confirmed. 229 Nashville, 75 Fort Walton. Nashville, let's take a lap. Congratulations on your win on day 2. Alright, again, giving it up for Nashville who came down here and took a W for the second game. Also want to give a victory lap too for Fort Walton Bombers. Right, we're going to get MVPs together again and also take pictures so we can make sure we have moments to remember. Yes, 1 second. Nashville, run on down there. Come on. We got right here, y'all. Come on, Mayhem. You've been moving the entire game. You are a lot faster than that. I've witnessed hours of it. we'll get those announced for Nashville and for Fort Walton. Okay, so we have MVPs for our first game. So let's go ahead and give it up for our MVP for Nashville. We're going to go ahead and start with our blocker, who's going to be number 4, Raging Cajun. Hey, as a reminder, all parents need to be behind the blue line. That's just for your safety. These kids are still on wheels, and as you see, they kind of hit hard. All right, so behind the blue line. Away from the skaters. We'll get you the pictures online. Follow us on Facebook. We'll have a whole bunch of photographs. Okay, so again, Raging Cajun, congratulations for your blocker award. Jammer is going to be 1-6 Phantasma. Our blocker for Fort Walton, that award goes to 481 Bad Attitude. Jammer is going to be 111 Allie Badger. And we're going to do something a little different here because as a sponsorship for the announcers, we get to have an announcer award. So I get to make a pick of who I thought was the best on y'all's team that I've been watching all weekend. So I'm going to go ahead and give it up to number 10 Mac Attack for Nashville. They did some work this weekend. And over here, let's give it up for number 7 Mayzilla, who has been giving it all weekend. That is the tournament award brought to you by Derby Girl Designs. Thank you so much for your sponsorship and allowing us to show some love, not only to the MVPs of the game, but to our tournament winners right there. Again, Mac Attack and Mayzilla, our tournament winners for both Fort Walton and Nashville. So stay tuned. We have Atlanta bringing the heat in here with Red Stick, and we're going to make sure everyone is off the rink so we can start warm-ups. So if you are not in front of a camera taking a picture and you're on wheels, please exit if you are not on the next game. Please make sure you pick up your trash on the way out. Please make sure, juniors, y'all be aware of yourself on the track. You got people coming on and coming off. The medics are actually on a break right now, too. I mean, there's one over there, but let's don't put them to work.
The message to your manager.
official review. We got official review the national validation for but they want to say other stuff. I was like, you can't penalize this lady that's running and someone chasing from behind and keep quick. It's not their fault to know who's behind them. I was like, you can't. I was like, I tried to say something. He's like, oh, okay. I was like, you don't want my opinion in an official, you don't ask it after. They come up to me, I said, it's okay, it's over, leave me alone.
Is that normally large for timeouts
Either way, but that's I was planning on. I have all red, one left. The one leading.
I'll get it. I'll be out there. I can't use the restroom. I'll get it. That's how we get qualified for. They always do. They're a great work team. That's what, yeah. All right, we'll see you soon. You be there Sunday? Yeah, practice. Yeah, next one. Not today.
I did my part. Ripped outdoors. My mother, I should be out.
Oh, okay, I like this. We go on both sides. Hey, you know what? We about to chill. Played at every child's skating party in Florida. I know this one.
You do like
This is a great exercise for the audience too. Atlanta could do both hands and they done with it. They got a wobble and they not much for the hands. All right, so with that, we're gonna get gear check underway. I'm also gonna go ahead and let you know who we have on the track for game 2. So bringing our NSO action to the track is gonna be Cyclops, Dom Asian, Tornado Alley, Wednesday Adams, Crystal Palzo, Bob Felicia, Goofy, Nicole Everidge, and James Ellis. Let's give it up for NSOs for game 2. And bringing to our Team Zebra, head rep for the second game is going to be Jekyll and Sides. Bringing off of the track is going to be Repeat, Luscious, Amos, Just Coach Wesley, The Answer, Lucinda Knickers, and General Long Wong. Lee Wong. Whoa. All right. And let's go ahead and we'll introduce. We have coming to the track 0-0 Death Ray, number 1-1 Boo, 1-2-8 Dire Wolf, 1-4 Grotisha Adams, 1-5 serving as our captain Stella Mayhem, 2-8 Crazy Skates, 2-9 Dead End, 4-7-2 Star Viking, 5-0 Chaos, 5-3 Ruthless Trash, 6-9 Radioactive, 7-8 Space Invader, 7-9 Spitfire, 8-3 Bowser, 9-1-0 Akilzy. Let's give it up for Atlanta. Thank you. Red Stick bringing to the track is going to be 1-2 Dragon, 1-8 Edgar Allan Toe Stop, 1-800 MC Jammer, 2-2-2 Sister Mary Mayhem, 2-4 Oscar the Ouch, 2-7 Rocket, 3-6 Killer Queen, 5-4-4 Hell on Wheels, 5-8 Komodo Dragon, 6-2-6 Catastrophic, 8-1-2 Eagle Eye, 8-4 Froggy Mercury, 8-8 The Glimmer, number 9 Chupacabra, and serving as captain is going to be 925 Dolly Pardon Me. Let's give it up for Red Stick. Let's give it up for some water. Our Team Zebra enjoyed that. And we're going to bring our first gen team with Eagle Eye along with 2-9. Beautiful strategy done there by Atlanta as they ensure Score is now 35-12 still as we come into our 5th jam. All right, and with the 5th jam coming up, that means we're going to have all players on the track for this. And with that whistle blown, we have Crazy Skates and Eagle Eye coming off the jam line. Eagle Eye makes it to the pivot line first. And we got a multiplayer call on number 3, 6, which is going to be Killer Queen. Number 222 is going to recycle. That's Sister Mary Mayhem recycling that jammer Crazy Skate back to pivot line. Neither jammer has received the initial pass, but we do have a power jam in lieu right now for Atlanta. And just like that, Atlanta's Crazy Skate clears and makes lead and enjoys a power jam right now as Eagle Eye is landed in the penalty box. Crazy Skate comes up the Hell wheel and comes to an immediate stop. Crazy Skate launches himself over a couple players but claims 4 points in the midst of doing it, bringing the score now 16-35. All right, we have Ruthless coming to the jam line for Atlanta. We will start this jam with a power start for Atlanta as Eagle's still in the penalty box. And being knocked off the track successfully by number 88, the cover. That jammer is having to fight for every inch. Ruthless Trash continues around turn number 2, but out of nowhere, Eagle Eye launches from the penalty box and grabs lead for this jam. The Eagle has landed on lead jam for Red Stick and has gone into the second turn with 4 points collected. Ruthless Trash is still trying to engage and does a star pass to a new player. And what do you know? It's going to be number... Still waiting to see. Morticia Adams is now the jammer for Atlanta. All right, we're going to have 2-2-2 into the penalty box for Red Stick, and as well as Morticia Adams for Atlanta. So a power jam is available for Eagle Eye, who has less than a minute to go to earn some points. Being knocked off the track and re-enters in quickly before, and a little too quickly, as they're going to be called for a cut. So with both jammers currently experiencing penalties, one will sit down while the other one returns to the track. And with that return, we're going to go ahead and have Morticia Adams come into the 4th turn quickly. Getting up to the pivot line. The jam, it comes to an end because of mouth guard on the track. My bad, that's tape. An official timeout is going to be called for the tape on the track, but that's okay. We're going to get back to action shortly. All right, with that jam called off, that's going to be another advantage for Atlanta as they're going to be given a power start because Eagle Eye is in the penalty box. So we will see who Atlanta brings to the line for our next jam, which will be the 7th one we have going into our first half. All right, looks like number 15, Sister Stella Mayhem is going to come onto the track. Experiencing a power play, they come right up to Hell on Wheels and is knocked off the track actually by Edgar Allen Toastop. After getting re-engagement, Stella Mayhem leads the first turn with the lead for Atlanta. Eagle Eye comes up to the back of number 50, which is going to be Chaos, and is trying to get past that first turn. Meanwhile, let's talk about that beautiful star pass that happened as the Glimmer is now the jammer for Red Stick. Stella Mayhem is going to be ran back on that last jam, bringing the score now 51-24. It is the Red Stick who is currently in the lead right now. We're going to get our 8th jam underway in about 20 seconds. Dead in and Catastrophic comes off the jam line. Both of them are pushed to the outside, but Pittmans are going towards the inside. Dead in goes to the outside one more time. Just got to get around the pivot. Goes out of turn number 2 with the lead for Atlanta. Catastrophic is still tied up at turn number 1, still trying to make the initial pass for Red Stick, and is getting closer to turn number 2. Meanwhile, Dead in is in full engagement right now with number 58. And just like that, Catastrophic makes the initial pass for Red Stick. Dead in comes out on their knees, but makes the call off as soon as upright and ends the jam. Now without grabbing 4 points. So we will have a total of 28-51. Atlanta coming back quick with an answer. We got Edgar Allen Toastop and Stella Mayhem coming to the jam line for our next jam. Our next jam is going to be Hell on Wheels along with number 28. And that is going to be Crazy Skates coming on the track for Atlanta. Crazy Skates comes on the track and is making an impact getting to the pivot line first. Hell on Wheels was recycled back past the jam line by number 11, Boo. And it's going to head to the penalty box. It is a power jam for Crazy Skate as the O comes to assist out of turn number 1. Crazy Skates gets on their knees, gets back up rather quickly coming out of turn number 2, still trying to get out of the pack. And makes an outside attempt on the lead for Atlanta. With under a minute and a half left to go in the jam, Crazy Skates is going to continue around the track, now eligible to earn points. Red Stick is going to start speeding it up there past the jam line as Crazy Skates is going to charge to engage. Coming right up to Eagle Eye, they're going to meet some resistance. Meanwhile, Hell on Wheels comes on the track real quick, and it's met with number 427. It's going to be Star Viking who knocks them off the track and recycles them back. With the end of the jam, that's going to be 2 points earned by Atlanta, none by Red Stick. New score 55-34. Red Stick in the lead. With the 5 seconds followed, we have Dead In and Catastrophic coming to the jam line. With both jammers off,